Dude, tell them what they want to hear. Right there, right? Okay. Turn it down. Turn it down.
Turn it down. Tell the people what you want.
What's up, everybody? Dean, Henry, people from Chicago, Minnesota, Michigan, New York, Chicago. I didn't say Chicago already, didn't I? Oh, I'm so sick of politics.
And why do you watch it?
I gotta know what's going on, dude. And I don't watch everything. I watch a little of the left, a little of the right, and a little of the middle. But I don't watch everything.
What's the middle?
The middle are people that are like maybe Republicans that aren't that radical.
No, they're not.
What do you mean, no, they're not?
They're just pretending to be.
I mean, come on, let's be real now. There's a little bit of something in everything. So there's got to be some Republicans that are cool.
I didn't say they weren't cool. That doesn't mean like most of them want the same shit that every other one wants.
Yeah, most of them, but not all of them.
Control without actually having to do anything to get control.
You're right, most of them, but not all of them.
They're all fucking spoiled brat kids that never had to work for shit.
All of them?
I bet you if you go through the fucking Republicans, I bet you probably 95% of them are fucking rich kids. I'd say, no, 80%. 80% are rich kids.
I'll give you 70 to 75 all day.
No, it's 80. It's about 80% of them are rich fucking pieces of shit. Most of them are like you, my dad. You could say my dad's not a rich kid, but technically.
Yeah, but what about all those blue collar Republicans?
What blue collar?
That aren't rich.
They're not blue collar Republicans.
What?
Those are fucking retarded people who are believing the bullshit. Because again, if blue collar, why would you ever vote Republican? Everything they do is against you.
Because we got stupid motherfuckers.
Well, that's my point. They're not blue collar.
Yeah, they are. You're just stupid.
No, they're fucking followers. There's a difference. Blue collar people are people
if
who work their ass off.
If they're working in factories and shit like that all day, they're blue collar. But they're just misled or they're just dumb as fuck.
Most likely dumb as fuck because.
I mean, I got friends like that. I got white friends that are Republicans, but they ain't rich and far from it. But they believe that. That's what, you know. Come on, let's call it like it really is. There's a certain degree of racism. There's a certain degree of anti-LGBT or whatever it is.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Of course, their mantra is not my mantra.
Not at all. Their mantra.
But I'm not going to hate them.
I mean, hate is the wrong word. I don't hate you for calling you out on your bullshit. That's the problem. Everyone's got a fucking. You can't really call people out on their bullshit. These people have figured out a way to make sure that whenever they victim blame, they get mad at victims, but the moment they become a victim, they're fucking right in that shit.
That's why I love animals. I think I love animals better than I love humans.
I don't know about that.
I do.
Would you jump in front of a car for a dog, or would you jump in front of a car for a little kid?
Both.
A dog? Really?
Yeah, I would.
You'd lose your life over
Let me
a dog?
tell you something, man. I hit a dog once.
Yeah.
And it took me 2 or 3 weeks to get over it.
Okay.
I mean, I was fucked up, man. And it wasn't my fault. The dog ran out into the street. When I saw the dog, my car was hitting it. Get real. Animals give you unconditional love. Humans, there's all kinds of shit attached to love. They love you if you do this, or if you act this way.
I don't disagree that this world lives like that. That's not how we have to be.
Well, obviously, some people think that's how we have to be. And you know, I said yesterday, I said to myself, All right. I'm gonna check out different medias. I'm gonna go to TV. I'm gonna go to movies, and I'm gonna go to the internet. I'm gonna go to YouTube, and I'm gonna go to TikTok. I don't have Instagram, so I did that shit. And the violence, oh my God, that's all Americans look at and see all day long. They wonder why people have guns and go out here and shoot and kill motherfuckers unnecessarily, because they see that shit all day and all night long in the media. I mean, it's a sin almost.
Hold on. The worst part is most of the shit they see isn't real. It's not real violence. So it doesn't have the same effect as if it's real. So like other countries, like Mexico, that'll show the whole car scene. You know what I'm saying? Other countries, they'll show you, like, they don't hide
In the
that.
Philippines, if you get your head blown off, they're gonna show your head on the ground blown off.
Exactly.
If you get stabbed in the chest, they're gonna show you laying on the ground
Right.
with blood.
Real
spurting out.
shit.
Real shit.
But that's the thing. Our shit's filled with a bunch of fake violence.
But yeah, on TV and stuff, right.
Yeah.
We key in on violence. We want to see violence. That's the problem.
Especially the fake stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's not real.
But yeah, it's not real. You and I know it's not real. But you'd be surprised the amount of people who look at that shit and think it's real.
No, that's not what I mean. By not real, I mean it. The way they portray violence in this country, it takes away
They take the blood and the
the
guns out
consequence,
of
the consequence away from it.
Right.
It's always about the guy shooting the gun, never about the gun. Like there's certain movies where you see, like John Wick, where you see blood splatters. They do a good job of showing that shit. But that's
Listen to what you just said. They do a good job of showing that shit.
But it's still fantasy. You still know the guy that's falling on the ground.
I know that, and you know that.
No, that's not my point. You're not understanding my point.
Okay, run it.
By it being fantasy, it doesn't have the same effect as if all of a sudden you saw a video of some guy walking in and shooting 15 dudes, and you watched all of them fucking fall down as their brain splatters across. Like, actual video of people shooting people is completely different than John Wick shooting somebody. But it hits the same way, except for it doesn't have the consequence. The consequence, what I mean by that is the consequence of us seeing the consequences of what happens. The actual facing the reality that when you shoot someone in the fucking head, they die. They don't get back up and play pretend. They're dead. Their brain and splatter and blood is there. There's a lot of blood. That's something that people don't know, but there's a lot of blood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if we both fucking got shot right now and we bled out, this wouldn't be full.
Be full of red. The
Right.
floor would be red.
But you don't see that in American culture. But you see it in other countries. Other countries show you that shit. They show you the world what it really is when it's violent.
Yeah.
We don't. We pretend like violence is some game and some like
There's
fairy tale, and it's not. There's no consequence.
There's no blood.
Yeah, there's no consequence.
The no blood violence.
That's the difference.
Yeah, but see, in a sick mind, it doesn't make any difference.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the general public. The general public.
Dude, there's been over 450 mass shootings in the United States this year, and the year ain't over yet. I'm making a point. Why doesn't any other country in the world have that problem?
Because no other country in the world has as many guns as we have.
And show as much violence as we
No.
show. Yes.
It's more about the guns.
It's the violence too.
The violence was the same in the 70s, but there
No.
wasn't mass shootings.
No.
Oh.
No.
Dirty Harry wasn't violent.
Listen, no, I'm talking about in reality.
What do you mean in reality?
Before these super violent movies and shit, multiple machine guns and motherfuckers being cut down, whether you see the violence, the blood or not, it wasn't like that in the 50s and the 60s. That shit didn't start until like the mid-70s and 80s.
Right.
Rambo, all that shit was in the 70s and 80s, man.
Which was the war people wanting war.
And violence, period. It wasn't a whole bunch of automatic weapons. A handful of dudes had automatic weapons in the 70s. Everybody didn't have that shit. The police carried little teeny revolvers.
And you know why? Because the rules were set up so that people couldn't. Now you can. That's all. The rules were different back then. The rules were a lot different back then. Buying guns wasn't as, for one, there wasn't as many. Now they're just making fucking guns and guns, like it's...
There's more guns than people.
Right. There just wasn't access to as many guns.
That's the point I'm making.
What the fuck has that got to do with violence?
We become more...
On TV. If you regulate... Because again, Australia still got violence on TV. They watch the same...
Right now, you can go on the dark web and see all the blood and guts you want to see. They've got sites that you can go to and see.
They had videotapes like that back in the day, called Faces of Death.
Yes, which I refuse to look at.
Me too, because I don't need to see death.
When people running, looking at people getting their heads cut off, I wouldn't look at that shit. I don't want that shit in my mind. But this is America, and we kill more motherfuckers than anybody else.
We also in prison more motherfuckers
Than anybody else. Although, about prison research, you know, anywhere I think I might go to visit, I want to know, here you go, I want to know how their prisons are. Boy, I don't ever want to go to prison in Asia. Oh,
yeah.
my God. Or Russia.
But the chances of you going to prison in those countries, obviously, if you look at the population, it's less. They have less people in their prisons.
Yeah.
By a lot. They may be worse prisons, but chances...
They're overcrowded, yes. But you're right, but they are overcrowded, because that prison in which one? I think it's Cebu in the Philippines. Oh, you never seen anything like it.
Because they don't treat their shit like it's a fucking profit.
I've never seen anything like it.
Granted, they should actually treat their humans better.
It'll be a prison that was built to hold 1,200 people. There's 4,000 motherfuckers in there. Yeah, anybody that, especially some of these foreign countries where you really don't have a lot of rights to begin with. But I heard prisons in France are fucked up too. One of my friends went to France a couple of years ago. He came back. I said, well, how'd you like it? He said, man, it was a bunch of bullshit. What do you mean? He said, they give you all that hype about France. He said, France is one of the dirtiest fucking places I ever been. He said, Paris is a fucking mess. He said, they got rich parts, but they got a whole bunch of poor parts. He said, they'll, but you know, they try to give you this impression that Paris is this beautiful place. He said, and then another friend of mine went to India.
I'm sure parts of it are beautiful.
And then another friend of mine went to India.
Oh, India's crazy. It's just so many fucking people.
This motherfucker was supposed to be there for 2 weeks. He was there for 3 days.
There's a lot of people in India, dog.
He was there for 3 motherfucking days.
There's a lot of days. I don't understand how you have that many people in one area.
It's the same thing with some of these African countries, like Lagos, Nigeria. I think it's 11 million people.
That's nothing compared to what the fuck is going on in India.
Well,
That's
India,
New York. New York's 11 million people. The fucking main cities in India have
I'm sorry.
25 million
I'm sorry.
people.
I didn't mean to say 11. I meant to say 22 million people in that city. Lagos, Nigeria.
Oh,
22 million.
Yeah, that's... Hey, Henry. So then, yeah.
What's up, kid?
That's on the same level as fucking... I wonder how much space there is, though, compared to... Like,
well,
that's the thing
I mean, there's countryside.
No, I know, but that's the thing that makes India crazy is they don't have a lot of livable land. Like a lot of their land.
You mean India?
Yeah, there's a lot of mountains.
Yeah.
A lot of terrain that's not cityable.
Yeah.
So they have these small...
There's a lot of jungle.
Yeah.
India is mostly jungle. I mean, people are still getting eaten by Bengal tigers and shit in India.
I still think
and alligators are eating people.
Every time I hear a tiger, I think of Joe Rogan's joke.
What joke was that? I've never heard that.
You never heard a joke from Joe Rogan talk about tiger?
No.
Alright, so, did you hear about that kid? You ever hear about that kid that died at fucking, I think it was San Diego Zoo? They were torturing, they were basically throwing rocks at the tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And as they walk, taunting the tiger, and they walk away, the tiger literally climbed out of the cage and chased it down and grabbed him by the neck in the fucking, like in front of, in the, where they eat food and shit, and fucking killed the kid instantly.
Yeah.
He goes, I wonder what the kid saw. His kid's brain kick out a bunch of DMT, and then the tiger poofed into a bunch of fucking flowers.
Oh.
But he goes, like, you're taunting a fucking, he goes, the joke was basically, you put a monster in an area without a top. You didn't put a lid on a cave.
Didn't put a lid on it. That motherfucker.
He goes, you know what tigers do? He goes,
They climb trees.
He said there was a tiger in India that was chasing down a boat with 6 Indians on it. It pulled one off, killed him, go back out, did it.
Yep.
4 or 5 times until it got fucking bored.
Yep.
And left the last one live.
Yep. I've heard that story. It's supposed to be a true story.
Yeah, that's fucking, you don't, but that was the joke. It's like this thing does this in the water and can do this. And it's a monster. It's literally the monster of your nightmares.
Yeah.
And you're like, you don't put a lid on the box.
and these stupid kids are taunting you.
Yeah, you're letting kids taunt it too, on top of it. But yeah, that's wrong.
That's another thing I hate. I don't like zoos either.
No.
Now, a zoo with domestic animals, I don't mind. Like when people go pet domestic animals.
Oh, you're talking like a
petting zoo.
like pigs and
Yeah, pigs and sheep.
things that are
goats.
humans that have been fucking with for years.
Yeah. But these zoos, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. But right now, my whole thing, I'm really hating. Well, I shouldn't say hate. I'm really disliking English shit because and the fucking that of it.
You talking about like the royal family shit?
Yep.
Oh well, obviously. Who wants fucking royals? Fuck the royals.
The things they've done to people, man, it's just.
Yeah, and people still look at them as if they're fucking.
Yeah.
They have some say in the world.
It's stupid.
Yeah, it's fucking. It doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense in the fucking hall. The Pope.
Huh.
The fuck out of here.
They got a new pope yet? Or is it still St. Francis?
I don't know what his name. Is that his name?
Yeah, it's like the first pope.
No, he's still there.
It's the first pope from South America.
Oh, okay.
So he's like real like gay friendly. Like he's one of those. Because again, there's different types of Catholics. There's Catholics who actually follow the word of Jesus. And if you follow the word of Jesus, you're probably a really, really person. Then there are other Catholics who follow the word that they created while reading the Jesus word. You know what I'm saying? Where they're the ones that should be making the power. And this guy kind of feels like that dude that's, again, he's still the Pope. He still has billions of dollars that he could use to fix the world.
Correction. Trillions of dollars.
They're worth like probably $100 billion.
No, you're way off. The Catholic, first of all, the Catholic Church, nobody has an idea how much money the Catholic Church has.
Yeah,
okay.
They estimated.
Now listen.
I'm listening.
There are estimates that the Catholic Church, in art and gold and coins, the Catholic Church might be worth $100 trillion. If you took all of this shit and sold it, you'd have hundreds of trillions of dollars.
They estimate.
Yes. The Vatican warehouse is huge, dude. It goes in the ground. It's huge. And it's full.
It's full, motherfucker.
They got so much shit down there. So much weird shit down there. You can't even get permission to go down there and look at that shit.
No one can.
Oh, there's some people who've been down there.
Well, obviously. But
They're folks.
Yeah, it's their people, so they're not gonna. It's like
But
is there really gold? Is there really gold at Fort Knox?
Of course.
No. There's conspiracy theories that there's no gold left.
There's gold at Fort
That
Knox.
they sold it all under us.
No, they didn't.
How do you know?
Motherfucker's full of gold. They got people guarding it every day.
So?
It's full of gold.
Doesn't mean there's gold in there.
Conspiracy theory. Been going around for years.
Well,
In fact, one time they opened it up to let people see some of the
No,
gold.
I watched a show that showed that whole fucking thing, and they literally show you one room.
Yeah, they show you gold.
Again, which could have been literally one wall of gold and everything else behind it could have been nothing.
It's possible. But I
It's
doubt
very,
it.
okay, hold on. You're talking the 1960s. You're talking the 1960s, 70s, and 80s when these motherfuckers were goddamn spending money like crazy to build these bombs, to do all this shit, to fight Russia, to pay people to make these fortunes for all these families.
How much gold do you think is in the world, man? How much gold do you think is in the world?
I have no idea.
Do you think it's an unbelievable amount?
I think that, yeah, there's a lot.
It's a bunch of gold that hasn't even been found yet.
No, I think...
There are gold mines where the gold is, they know it's there, but they don't mine it yet.
What's supposed to be in Fort Knox is supposed to be all the gold that all the Americans turned in. Because remember, back in the 50s
They made
or
gold.
40s,
You couldn't own gold.
30s, it was the 30s,
You couldn't own gold.
you had to turn in your gold for cash.
You had to turn your gold in.
Yes.
For
And
certificates.
then, in the 70s, because we went to the gold standard, then in the 70s, we left the gold standard and we went to something else.
Yeah.
And the rumor is that Nixon and his cronies basically emptied the vault
Okay.
in a sense of basically sold the farm to other countries, other interests.
What do you mean sold the farm? Let me tell you something. If they started moving gold out of Fort Knox, everybody would know it. They couldn't start moving that gold without people knowing
Yeah.
the gold is being
This isn't fucking, we're not talking now.
Even then,
You bullshit.
I'm telling you, man,
People still think the moon, do you think they landed on the moon?
I don't know.
But do you believe they could have faked it?
It's a possibility.
That's a possibility, but you're telling me that the most corrupt fucking time we've had for people, one of the most corrupt times we've had for people in office, in the 70s and 80s, Reagan and fucking Nixon were two of the most corrupt presidents there were. They basically gutted our system and gave it to the corporations.
Yeah.
So you don't think that they
The
could...
Republicans have been doing that all
But
along.
you don't think they would give away the gold to fucking everyone, and you don't think they can get away with it?
No, I don't.
I don't understand how they could. I don't understand how you think they...
How you gonna move that much gold and nobody know it?
Again,
You're not gonna do it, dude.
you're not going to move it in a sense to where? You're moving it to...
Well, if it's there, it's there.
No. You're selling it to foreign countries.
No.
Okay.
I'm not saying they couldn't sell some to foreign
You're
countries.
selling it to
But then,
corporations. You're
that-
giving it to corporations.
But it's not empty. Believe me, that motherfucker is not empty.
I don't believe you. I'm just saying, again, I'm saying it could be. I don't know if it is or isn't. I've never been in there. But if you were to tell me tomorrow...
Wait a minute.
If you were to tell me
Hold it.
tomorrow that someone got it, if they somehow got in there...
Hold it. We don't know nothing. Now, before the Twin Towers went down, supposedly there were trillions of dollars in one of those buildings, and the building collapsed. Because 2 days before that happened, was it Rumsfeld
It's definitely
or
not
Cheney?
trillions of dollars, because our economy is only worth like $3 trillion.
They said,
It was billions.
okay,
Because again,
Well,
our economy...
let's ask Google. I believe it was trillions. I think it was $2 trillion.
Henry? Henry's there.
I think it was $2 trillion that was missing. I'm almost sure it wasn't billions.
Again,
It was trillions.
how is that possible when we're now at $3 trillion?
What do you mean? How is it possible?
Our economy is worth like $3 trillion. That's a $3 trillion, like, the value, I think.
It's more than $3 trillion, dude. Way more. You're way the fuck off. You're way the fuck off. America's worth, their Arab sheiks worth more than $2 trillion. So how they you worth more than the whole United States? I don't think so. I do not ask Google. I don't think so. United States only worth $3 trillion? Shit, we done gave Ukraine over $50 billion.
You're right, 26 trillion.
I know I was right.
Now.
Yes, now, and it's been growing for the longest time.
Right, but back then...
And it ain't going down, it's going up.
Shit, you were talking about World Trade Center, there was I don't think it was trillions.
It was $2 trillion we're missing. I'm telling you, what no billions.
I mean, you know money's not real, right?
It's paper.
Yeah, well, it's a concept.
But gold is real.
No, it's not. It's a concept. What is gold going to do for me?
Well, we made it a concept just like we made time.
But what is gold going to do for me if the world ends tomorrow?
And nothing's going to do good. It's going to be worth anything if the world ends tomorrow.
So why is it worth something now?
Because the man says man says
it actually has some more value now than it has in recent years. With
because the man says it is.
Microprocessors.
Gold is using a lot of shit.
Yeah.
A bunch of shit. Catalytic converters, a bunch of shit. A lot of electronics got gold in it, and diamonds.
Well, diamonds can be created.
Well, yeah, you got industrial diamonds, manufactured.
Synthetic.
Yeah, but they're not as hard as real diamonds.
Yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot tell the difference.
Oh yeah, you can. Let me tell you something. I know some guys that can tell the difference in diamonds and don't even need that little thing to show whether they green and red light thing.
I don't know nothing about diamonds, but some dude I listened to said that basically the technology to where it is now with diamonds.
They want you to believe that shit.
What the fuck do I care?
Let me tell you something. Well, no, it's not you.
I know, but the guy that I'm listening to has no reason to make people believe that shit.
Well, let me ask you this. If that's true, what about the Hope diamond? These huge, giant diamonds.
What about them?
They're not worth anything?
I mean, they are worth...
They're worth what the man says they're worth.
Yeah, just like a painting.
Exactly. Whatever the man says it's worth. If tomorrow the man said that my phone was worth $2 trillion, and that's what it would be worth. And I was selling it immediately. It'd be gone so quick.
Yeah, but you can't find anybody to buy it.
There's always somebody to buy it.
Not when you're talking that kind of money.
There's always somebody. They sell all kind of bullshit. The other day what they sell, they sold one of Prince's jackets and had a hole in it. And I think it sold for $450,000.
I mean, the dude's dead, so it makes sense.
No, it don't. It makes even less sense
He's
because
super
he's dead.
famous. It's one of a kind. At least it has some scarcity.
So what you gonna do with the jacket?
Wear it.
You're gonna wear it.
At least you can
You
wear
gotta
it.
be a little motherfucker to wear Prince's jacket. Let me tell you, I did security for Prince. Okay? Let me tell you, look, Prince was about this tall, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating.
I've
Okay?
never met the guy, so I think...
Oh, I met him. Two of the smallest people I ever seen in my life was, and when I say small, I don't mean midgets or nothing like that, or dwarfs. Sammy Davis Jr. was really little too. That blew my mind. When he got out of the car, I was like, oh my God, look how small this motherfucker
Doesn't that
is.
kind of make sense, though? That
What?
the power structure is not going to let some big black guy become famous? You know what I'm saying? Like, isn't that...
There were big black guys that were famous too.
Not like him.
Yeah.
And he hung out with the white guys that were super famous.
Yeah, but see, Sammy had been performing with his mother and his father. I think he started performing when he was 3 or 4 years old. He could dance when he was 3 or 4 years old.
Doesn't surprise me.
So all we got today is Henry. And that's cool. So what about your boys last night?
I don't know what I'm supposed to think.
What?
I don't know what I'm supposed to feel about that. I'm still working on those emotions.
You're not happy they won?
I mean, sure. I can be happy.
Well, that's all I'm saying.
But I'm not going fucking, I'm not trying to be fucking unrealistic because if the receivers hadn't missed those fucking passes, they were right in their fucking hands.
That's the nature. That's the nature of the game, dude. That happened to the Lions for years and years and years. That's the nature of the game. You're supposed to be prepared. You're supposed to be ready. They fucked up. That's the nature of the game is.
Well, no shit.
All your best people ready to go? No, then you're gonna fucking lose. I'll put it to you like this. When I watched the game, I had never, it's been 25 years since I've seen the Lions actually do what good football teams do. And they did that last night. And they didn't panic at the end, you know what I mean? And throw an interception or fumble like they used to do.
I mean, it looked like it was...
They were prepared. You know, they could have lost that game easily. It was a 1-point victory.
I know.
But they wouldn't.
Again, if Kelsey's there, they probably do lose.
I don't know. Because I'm going to tell you something. Hutchinson had
I know.
the quarterback fucked up.
But that's the point.
He had him fucked
That's
up.
the guy that takes care of that when he's fucked up. The guy that he can count on to get those extra yards, because the interception literally was one of the best. The guy goes, I've never, like, that was the best throw, like, that was a perfect throw from him, and it turned into an interception because it hit his fucking hands. He doesn't throw to that guy if Kelsey's on the field.
Maybe.
After that one goes through his hands, after he's intercepted and pick six, I guarantee you Tony doesn't get another fucking pass. They didn't have a choice.
I'm not going to believe that. Because the Lions have too many young, strong players now. They haven't had for
I'm not
years.
saying that they couldn't have won. I'm just saying the chances.
Even if Kelsey was there, I think they still would have won.
I don't know.
Because Mahomes wasn't himself last night.
No, he
because
was.
of Hutchinson.
If you actually watched it, even with Hutchinson there, he still hit the fucking guys in the hands every single time.
Yeah.
And they missed him. How is it his fault if he puts it right here and you drop it?
I'm not saying it's his fault.
So again,
He might have thrown
don't tell me
he might have thrown it too hard because he was rushed.
No.
It's a possibility.
No.
Yes.
Doesn't matter, too hard or not. Amon catches those. It's just they don't have.
He's a lion.
They don't have. Not having Kelsey there meant they didn't have their number one guy to do that.
Okay. And I'm saying if he was there, I think they would have still lost.
They may have. You may be right.
Because we're looking at a new lion.
Maybe.
I've been looking at this team for 50 years. And I was impressed last night. And I thought they were going to lose the game.
I did too.
Dean, what's up, dude? Wake and bake. It ain't fake. All right, I think we're about done here. So you got...
I still got fucking...
You still got what?
Do that one right there.
Oh, okay.
We
getting some extra minutes.
Yeah, I gotta catch up.
Yeah.
I turned down golf so I can catch up.
You did? You golf in the wintertime? Or you go to the...
Well, that's not this year.
But you go to the, what you call, right, the simulator. Oh, where do you fucking go? So what's up here, dog? How's your better half doing? I hope she's healing well. Wake and bake, huh, Dean? What you smoking? Deadhead? Wow. Look at that. Jesus. Wow. Oh, man, look at that. That little plant that you gave me is still holding up.
Really?
It's even making blood. And it's about to stop.
I mean, at least it's making buzz.
It's making buzz. I looked at it yesterday. I was like, I'll be damn, it's making buzz.
It's gonna do what it's got to do to survive.
Yeah. But it ain't much. But hey, you know, it was cool.
Better than nothing, I guess.
I'm having fun just watching it grow.
Probably not gonna be very smokable.
Is that gonna be what?
Very smokable.
You don't think so?
Um,
Why would you say that?
You said it's
We
small and stressed the fuck out.
Don't be talking about my plan.
Oh, well.
I'm not gonna have that now.
You bring it on the show, we're gonna laugh at you.
Oh, see, that's cruel.
Y'all gonna laugh at you.
That is cruel.
Cruel, cruel world, you say.
Dean's walking the dog.
Alright.
What kind of dog you got?
Little ones?
You got more than one?
Yep. 2 little guys.
Man, sometimes I think I should get another dog or cat. I don't know.
That's a lot of work.
What?
But it gives your dog something. I mean, a cat's not a lot of work.
Dog's not a lot of work. Not to me.
Oh, to me they are.
Not to me.
Gotta walk them every day.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
I walked out to the end of my block. There's a huge parking lot with nothing in it. And we go down there and we train for about 15 or 20 minutes. And then he does his running. And when I say he does his running, he does his running. Phew, 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 phew. And then we'll leave there and we'll walk about 3 or 4 blocks, then we go home. He loves it.
Yeah, my dogs love the shit.
They what?
That's what they love about a walk. Taking a piss and shit.
Well, a lot of that is marking the territory too.
Oh, it's not even marking a territory. It's more about just leaving the news. Saying hi to the person that they saw that was there last time. It's like a fucking newspaper. So if they
Yeah.
like what was written, they write a note back. I was here too, motherfucker.
Well, I noticed when I do walking, and more than one time on the same streets, he does it in the same place every time.
Yeah. Because there's a group of people that do, a group of dogs that do it there. He wants to talk to them. Reading the newspaper, the way this lady put it in the book.
And my little monster. He's big fun though. I have a lot of fun with that dog. He's a very personal dog. He's very demanding. You know, you don't own a dog like that if you don't have time for it. Because he demands time.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. He got these games he wants to play 3 or 4 times a day. And we play those games and we go for walks. And then about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, he goes to bed. Every night, same routine. And he's not getting up until in the morning. And I'll wake up, and he'll be ready. I don't know when he does it at night, he gets right beside me. I wake up, he's right there. I'm like, damn. I would have been fucked up if I had that dog. You know that?
Huh?
I would have been really fucked up during the pandemic if I didn't have a dog.
Yeah, I know.
I'd have been fucked up. Go all that time without any contact with anybody or anything. That's like jail.
I mean, it is technically jail.
They talking about this shit surging again, man. the shots. Because I don't want to get the shit. Man, this, she was Muslim, nurse. She blew my mind. I don't like needles.
Yeah.
And I let them know before they give you a shot. I'm not looking, I don't like this, you know. So I'm gonna turn my head. She says, okay. And I told her I do like this. She said, okay. I turned around. And I looked at the syringe and it was empty. I'm like, wait a minute. You gave me a shot? She said, yeah. Dude, I didn't feel nothing.
Uh-oh. That's the one. That's the one that has the microchip in it.
I didn't feel shit, man. I was like, wow. I said, you're good. She just laughed.
She's like laughing because she knows she put the microchip in.
You know, she did a good job.
As long as you don't know what goes in, that's all that matters, right?
I don't mind the microchip. They won't put it in if they want to. I'm an old buzzard. I ain't gonna be around that much longer. And let me tell you something, Dad. For the last 2 weeks, a bunch of old rockers have died. I mean, about 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah.
And all of them between 75 and 85 years.
I mean,
Every last one of them. Wasn't no 60-year-old. They were all between 75 and 85.
yeah, right around the time.
75 and 85. In fact, I'm shocked that someone even live that long. The lifestyle is some of them had. Then the Rolling Stones to put out a new album, or getting ready to put out a new album.
How?
I don't know, man. They got some Mystic Mojo shit going. Although one of them just did just die. It's only 3 of them now.
There's a reason heroin addicts have proof. It's okay to do heroin.
They did everything. It wasn't just heroin.
Oh,
They did a lot of shit. Mushrooms, weed, heroin, cocaine.
Whatever it was, it beat them going.
But you know, they're multi-millionaires. They can afford the best doctors and the best treatments and shit.
Sure. Definitely helps.
When you're an old buzzard, you're richer than fuck.
Money is definitely the...
You get the best of everything. You want a doctor, you get the best doctor. You want a lawyer, you get the best one. You can afford it. And these lawyers, man, what the fuck?
What?
They're making more money than anybody doing this political bullshit.
I mean...
The guy was on, he said, the typical lawyer that you've seen on YouTube and, you know, on the news helping these politicians, he said the average one makes $900 an hour. An hour.
I mean...
900 an hour.
That's why shithead's still campaigning. He needs to pay those checks. And they're expensive.
$900 an hour?
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
Alright, we're almost done.
44 minutes, fucking A.